AIPAC Unveiled, examining the financial landscape of pro-Israel lobbying. The recent analysis by The Guardian has unveiled a noteworthy correlation between campaign contributions from pro-Israel groups and the positions taken by members of the U.S. Congress during the Gaza war. This investigation delves into the complex relationship between financial support and political stances, prompting questions about the influence of lobbying on U.S. foreign policy. The crux of The Guardian's findings lies in the significant financial contrast between members of Congress who expressed varying degrees of support for Israel and Palestine during the Gaza war. Those aligning more closely with Israel received an average of over $100,000 more in campaign contributions from pro-Israel donors in their last elections. The analysis highlights a connection between increased financial backing and the inclination of lawmakers to call for U.S. military support and endorse Israel's response, even in the face of mounting civilian casualties in Gaza. While the analysis stops short of establishing a direct causal link between donations and altered positions, experts argue that the substantial financial influx played a role in shaping the overwhelmingly pro-Israel stance of Congress during this critical period. Examining the broader congressional landscape during the analyzed period reveals a significant imbalance. Approximately 82% of Congress members were more supportive of Israel, with a mere 9% leaning towards Palestine. The remaining members held mixed views. The financial backing mirrored this divide, as legislators supporting Israel received an average of $125,000 in campaign contributions, overshadowing their pro-Palestine counterparts who averaged around $18,000. The sheer volume and breadth of pro-Israel donor spending are staggering. Over $58 million flowed to current Congress members, with only 33 members excluded from receiving these contributions. This substantial financial injection raises fundamental questions about the impact on shaping U.S. policy toward Israel. The Guardian's analysis drew attention to the profound implications of pro-Israel donor influence on U.S. policy. John Mearsheimer, a political scientist at the University of Chicago, emphasized that the forceful lobby pushing Congress significantly affects its stance on critical international issues. The goals behind pro-Israel campaign contributions were categorized into defensive and offensive spending. Defensive spending seeks to solidify support among lawmakers already aligned with pro-Israel groups, while offensive spending aims to persuade lawmakers to adopt pro-Israel positions. The analysis included a detailed examination of 33 pro-Israel groups and individuals, featuring prominent organizations like AIPAC, Democratic Majority for Israel, DMFI, and J Street. Despite their shared pro-Israel stance, these groups exhibit ideological diversity. J Street, considered a more liberal PAC, exclusively supported Democrats and raised concerns about the humanitarian crisis in Gaza, distinguishing itself from more conservative counterparts. Pro-Israel groups were aptly compared to the National Rifle Association, NRA, at the peak of its power, having outspent other special interests such as the oil and gas industry during the 2022 Congress. Former President Barack Obama, in his 2020 memoir, underscored the threat AIPAC poses to critics of Israel, potentially labeling them as anti-Israel and subjecting them to well-funded opponents in subsequent elections. The success rate of pro-Israel donors is noteworthy, with DMFI-backed candidates boasting an over 80% success rate in the 2022 races. The top recipients of pro-Israel donor support in 2022 were identified as centrist Democrats who defeated progressives in primaries, collectively accounting for around $25 million or approximately 42% of the total pro-Israel spending. In response to The Guardian's analysis, Marshall Whitman, a spokesperson for AIPAC, asserted the group's right to engage in the democratic process and promote the relationship between the U.S. and Israel. The ongoing debate surrounding the influence of pro-Israel campaign contributions on congressional decisions continues, with these findings providing valuable insights into the intricate dynamics between political funding and policy positions.